YouTube link?
I don't know. I want.
I guess here, I'm going to try it and see. Let me just click the link and see if it.
Nope.
Okay, so we need a new YouTube link to drop everywhere.
Oh God. That's stupid.
Oh, goodness. It figures.
Copy. Boom. All right. Fucker. Oh, you did it? I just did it.
I didn't. No, I didn't. That was the previous one.
I just do it. I just did it in the.
Right, in HQ. Now I'm going to send it to share copy. All right.
This is a good way to. So let's see. So. All right, so we're live.
Yeah, we're live. Don't touch it.
I'm not touching anything. So while you do that, I'll just go do. All right, baby. All right. Welcome to the Dynasty Hot Sauce Podcast. I'm Larry Monkey, and you can find me on Twitter at FFLarryMonkey. And you can find the Hot Sauce Pod on Twitter as well. Follow that one. Or you can follow at RodDFF. Justin Rogers. What's up, baby?
It don't have to be or. It could be and. You can follow me and the show. That's fine.
Yes, no. You can only pick one.
There can be only one. Is this Highlander edition?
Unlike tonight's show where there could be two shows.
Yeah. Oh man, just don't click buttons. You're not allowed to touch buttons until I say. How about that?
I can release that as a show. I think that was like 5 minutes of.
It was 6 minutes and 26 seconds or something. You got it. And it's 6:20 officially. Yeah, because I went to go look to see if it played.
I almost did this last week because we started for the patrons, and you should join the Patreon, where you can always catch the pre-show banter when we go live, and you can hang out in the chat and be a part of the show. But I started to click live as soon as we get on together, and I'm so used to click and go when it's time to go live, and then I got mixed up last week. Almost did it, and tonight it happened.
It happened. We had to start a new StreamYard, a new YouTube.
Terrible. All my fault.
We have multiple shows tonight already.
It gave me a chance
tonight.
Yeah, it's our second show. Our second show of the night.
That's right.
Fucking going strong, baby. Going hard. So what's going on, man? Anything dead things hanging on your property?
No. I hadn't gone hunting since I got back from that trip. We had to go down to the coast, like 3 hours away to my mother's house this past weekend. So I haven't been in the woods since the trip.
The Gulf Coast?
Yep, the Gulf Coast. That's right.
Oh, nice. Yep. Where does she live in? New Orleans?
No, she lives in a small town called Goshen.
Oh.
Yeah. I challenged
her. In Mississippi?
Yeah, Mississippi. Yep.
So you guys are on the coast, huh? You got some Gulf near you? You're near the Gulf?
Well, when I'm at my mother's house, I'm 3 hours away from the coast.
Okay, 3 hours from the Gulf of Mexico.
That's correct. Yeah. So I was, this weekend I was like 10 minutes from the Gulf of Mexico.
It's my favorite Gulf, easily.
Wow. You have a lot of Gulfs have ranked over your lifespan?
I find that to be my favorite Gulf.
Have you ever been to the Gulf of Mexico?
Yes, I have. I have been on the west coast of Florida.
Ah, gotcha.
Beautiful place called Anna Maria Island, which is right on the Gulf. Oh, baby. You want to go on a vacation? Go check
I
that
find
place
going,
out.
I find going anywhere near water is fun for me. Doesn't matter which body of water it is. I'm happy.
Aha.
But I can dip a fishing line in there. I'm good to go.
Dip a fishing line. Or you could reel one in, Jason Reel in the chat. What up, my man? Super duper flex.
Look at there. Now that was a pretty good reach right there. Reel one in.
What? So what? Well, let's get right into it. What do you want to talk about? There's a lot of things we can touch on. I'll let you start. I'll let you go ahead, man. You pick your poison.
I don't want to start out this strong. I don't want to go right into HQ1 yet. We are going to go into HQ1.
Listen, is my team better today than it was yesterday?
Sure, yeah. We could talk about that in a little bit. I don't want to get into that just yet.
Oh,
It's
baby.
too early. It's too early for me to just like hammer you. Because I'm going to.
You need a few drinks. I need a few drinks before you hammer me.
Right. Yeah.
No doubt
I
about
gotta
it.
get you lubed up. I gotta get you
That's
lubed
right.
up. I'm not going in raw like that.
That's right. Steady Eddie, baby. What up, my man? I'm wearing. So I did a little costume change. If you noticed from the first show to now.
Yeah, I did notice. Is that your Rogers jersey?
No, this is one of the great kickers in Jets history.
You're gonna have to turn around for me to ever know who a kicker is. Jets history. I don't know who Hall is.
John Hall, dude. You kidding me?
No, look, you're talking about kickers from the New York Jets, as if anybody knows who kickers are from any random team out there. When did John Hall kick for the Jets?
Anyway? in like the late '90s for
exactly
Parcells teams.
Right.
Back in the Ray Lucas days.
Legendary kicker for a bunch of losing teams.
Well, he was one of the first guys to just like regularly nail 60-yarders. He was a part of that transition to where, the 50-yard kick became the norm. It was right around that time. And your Neil Rackers, remember Rackers?
Oh, I do know that name. I remember Neil Rackers, but no,
he was in the early 2000s, mid 2005, 2006, 2007.
Yeah. That was after I'd started playing in fantasy, so it was more relevant.
Neil Rackers was winning leagues. He was just drilling 50-yarders back then, because all he played was standard. But in my particular home league, a 50-yarder was 10 points.
Yeah.
So season Rackers just was like drilling 50-yarders like crazy, and won this guy a fucking title because he had Rackers. Like we'd sit and drink every Sunday and watch football, and
everybody loves a good rack.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we're not here to talk fucking kickers.
Hell no, we're not. So all right, so let's talk about some matchups from this past weekend, because you had at least one close matchup, one like nail biter.
I was in 11 playoffs.
Yep.
Which was exciting and very rare, by the way. Like I was the complete opposite last year. Last year I was only in a few playoffs.
Right.
Yep. A lot of my teams were in transition. I was banking on the 2023 draft. So, and it did pay off. I was obviously got into a lot of playoffs this season, which is exciting, but it's also, you're all over the place, man. When you're in the 11 different playoff leagues and you're like league setting lineups and you're like fucking playoffs and 11 and then like almost a dozen leagues is like that's the same as the eliminator, that the 11 eliminators going off all at once when I was in Bahamas.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. Yep.
Yes. But yes, got lucky and is in some playoffs and some leagues we've been talking about. I'll give you a quick, maybe just jump right into the Daddios League, the Springfield Daddios, the league I commish that I put together with 14 dads, softball, soccer dads, and down to the final four, 8-team playoff, 14-team Superflex, 2-point tight ends. These guys were like, "What the fuck is going on?" With
so how did last week go?
Last week went like this. First, I'm going against a guy that's got Aiden O'Connell starting.
Oh, so he gets the early boost on Thursday night.
Right. Yeah. And that was like a big hole for him. Like he had no QB2 and he throws Aiden O'Connell in there. Anyway, long story short, I mean, I had the superior team all along. It got a little scary in the beginning, but I made the final four. And what's interesting is the number 1 seed got booted. The dude that dominated the league.
He lost.
One and done. One and done. There was no bye because it was an 8-team playoff.
Right.
The top guy gets booted. You know why? Because he doesn't have Tyreek Hill in his lineup.
Yeah, that's a big piece. It's a big piece for a lot of folks.
Right. And what's even funnier is the guy that did it got in through the 8th spot via most points. Finished 10th.
Yeah.
Finished 10th. Beat the number 1 guy.
Yep. Nice. I had only one matchup where I had Tyreek Hill and was actually playing because I had some buys, but it did not matter. I played Mercer in that one, and that's in the Manic and Chill League, 2-copy, 24 teamer, and I scored 248 points to his 200.
God.
And completely, he had the 4th highest score of the week out of 24 teams.
Well,
but I dropped the hammer on him, so.
I wish I was like not, I wish I had more time on my hands because when that Tyreek news came out, dude, Tyreek trades were just going fucking everywhere. They're flying all over the place, man. And I'm just like, fuck, why am I not getting in on any of this? Oh yeah, I got 2 kids and I'm fucking flying by the seat of my pants.
I couldn't capitalize. I couldn't find a way to capitalize.
Yeah, what's happening? And the Chris Olave deals. Oh my God.
Was he going off, flying off the handle everywhere, going?
He started to go off.
Because I didn't think that was a piece that was like people were like relying on, and then all of a sudden he wasn't. And like just been whatever.
Well, I have him and Chase in 2 different leagues.
Ooh, yeah.
And it's brutal. And this one league I have a buy. It's the Warzone League. I'm out Jamar Chase, and I'm also out. Actually, I don't have Olave in that one. I don't know. I'm out another big guy. To the point where I'm looking for another wide receiver. Anyway, whatever.
Look,
Final 4 in the Daddy-O's League. That would be exciting. It's one of the leagues I pay the most attention to. I'm in all these I'm in all these dynasty leagues, and you pick out the ones that you're. And this is a redraft, but I'm all in on the Daddy-O's League because there's a great chat and everything. And at first I was like, I'm the commission, just trying to walk these guys through like this fucking badass super flex with a 2-point tight end. And I've been rooting for everybody, but if I have to win this thing, I know how rare it is to win a fucking 14-team league. Fuck that. I'm going for it. Fuck everybody. Right?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Jason says Goff going off helped him win a matchup. Helped me win that Manic and Chill League.
Oh.
He went off for 41 points in that one. Between him and Christian McCaffrey, I had 85 points.
Do you even understand why I didn't take the Benny J deal? Because the Sam Laporta was fucking pissed me. As soon as I saw Sam Laporta, it gave me pause. He's a legend. The legend of Sam Laporta.
Yeah, Laporta is gonna he's a top 2 or 3 tight end right now. Maybe top 1 tight end in the offseason. Like he might have reached tight end 1 status.
Oh,
he's going.
Dude.
No, I don't mean a tight end 1. I mean the tight end 1.
Oh, run DFF.
He
Week
might
16.
He might be the tight end 1.
Dang it. Oh, a new addition. We got the old dry erase board. So when you come up with a shitty take, fucking put it right down.
You got to hang it up, though, man. You got to hang it up.
You know what? I just unwrapped it today. I had to go to Staples for something, and I had to return something at Staples. Like they do like the UPS whatever, and they gave me a $10 coupon.
I never gave you a whole lot of pushback on Sam Laporta, but I gave you a lot of pushback on Dalton Kincaid. You didn't start him anywhere this week, did you?
Oh, I think you know the answer to that one.
Yikes.
He got me a goose egg in HQ1.
Yikes. Yeah, he did. He got you a goose. You're right. You're right. You know who wouldn't? You know who didn't put up a goose egg in HQ1? Chuba Hubbard. You might want to start drinking.
Dude, I'm not budging off this. I'm cool. I'm cool with the. You know what? I should have went for the win just because it was Sipes. And
It
but I'm
wasn't. It
thinking about my
really,
team. I'm putting my team first.
it got cheap at the end, and you still didn't take it. It was
Listen.
like a 20-25 second and third, which basically the third.
If
and
I
fourth.
didn't get 2 goose eggs, listen, I'm not. I have a process, and I'm sticking to the process. This was the first round, dude. I'm not fucking throwing picks around for the first round. And listen, I
See,
lost my 2 starting quarterbacks.
Had you thrown a pick around, you'd have got the win. Because I'm sure you would have started him over Dante Foreman or Elijah Moore. You lost by 12, and Chuba put 18 points up.
Right, and Deonta Foreman, who had been like the quote unquote bell cow for like 2 weeks, you just assumed he would get any kind of action.
He had 17. He had 11 carries in week 14, and
Yeah,
he
that would be nice.
It was a bye in week 13. He was off in week 12.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
He hadn't been the bell cow since week 9 and 10. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't have expected a goose egg, but I mean,
right. And I lost because of a goose egg. Yeah, so I got 2 goose eggs. My tight end betrayed me.
You can't blame it on the QB situation, though. You keep saying I lost my QBs, but you got 39 from Baker Mayfield and 26 from Jake Browning. You might have scored the most points of any 2 starting quarterbacks, certainly in the playoffs. You did.
So I lose to Sipes. Yes, I could have won if I had parted with 2 picks. Maybe, you know what?
2 later picks as well.
But I did not want to give up the picks because I'm an early riser. 7 of my 11 starters are rookies.
You got to take advantage when you're there, man. You don't want to Dan Marino this shit. All I'm saying is you don't want to.
This is what happens in this type of league. You just unload your picks to go for it, and my team is not in a position when you have a guy that put in like fucking 500 more points than me on the
but his team is not the same team either.
You need like 189 to survive in this league. Like you need to score just under 200 points to survive.
He scored 189 points. Alex did. His team is not the same team. I don't even know if he's the favorite right now because he's got Sam Howell and Trevor Lawrence,
and now he's got Baker Mayfield.
He's saving his. Yeah, he does have Baker Mayfield now, but I'm saying before you made the trade. But his saving grace is Christian McCaffrey and Kyren Williams because Adam Thielen isn't doing shit. Drake London isn't doing shit. Kelsey hasn't been great over the last few weeks. He's been fine. George Kittle's been meh. Like he's been up and down.
Dude, I'm benching Thielen.
It's the guy whose team can fall apart. He's got Josh Jacobs, who we don't know if he's playing. Like I don't know, man. Shane might be the favorite right now.
Right, the HQ1 league. It's a very exclusive, rarefied air league if you win. And Shane and Sipes have never won. And they are both apart. They're in the Final Four right now. Yeah. Versus Old School, who has won. And Alex.
Old School has not won.
He did not win?
No.
Huh. Okay.
Jeremy.
Oh, close. He's always had a pretty good team.
Yeah, well, he's been fine, But Madman, then you, then Josh, then me, then Dylan. That's the 5 winners so far. Old School has not won. Yeah.
Okay.
Patron Old School, Gavin.
Well, they're talking. So I should have went just for the Sipes cock block. That would have been fun. But yeah. I think I needed more than Chuba.
You thought you needed more than Chuba, and come to find out you didn't need more than Chuba. You just needed that 18 points that he's been putting up every week.
Don't forget the 2 goose eggs, and I have Bijan Robinson who put up less than a point.
Right. So all you needed was a Chuba. That's it.
But what I'm saying is I didn't deserve the win.
I don't believe in that. Like what did Blitz? I don't know what his team looked like. He got 7 and 8 from Demario Douglas and Dallas Goedert. Like, I don't believe. Like you get hung up on. I need 11 starters and they all got to produce. You don't have to. You don't have to have production from all 11 starters. You can have a shitty starter out there. Brandon Cook scored 3 for Shane, and he scored 191.
But it's
And
such an advantage. For the
hold on, but
depth.
Shane played Britain Covey from Philly.
Okay, what do
He
you get?
scored 1.2
Yeah,
and scored 191. You don't
better
need
than my Don Kincaid.
you don't need 11 studs. You just need to have studs
My strategy.
and then be able to fill it in.
My strategy is I come at you with bodies after bodies. I'm not playing whatever the fuck name you just said.
But you needed studs. You didn't have the studs.
Justin, I was a borderline playoff team to start the season.
True. Yeah, agreed. And then you had some players that turn out, but you let yourself get your hubris get a little too much of you, and you're like, I can win this without making any moves in the playoffs.
I would have made moves. If I had gotten through this first round, I would have started making moves.
Yeah,
I wasn't making moves in the first round. And plus, I thought I could beat Sipes. I didn't know I was going to get 3 goose eggs because I'm counting Bijan as a goose egg.
Scared money don't make money. Scared money don't make money. Well, Chuba's not on my team anymore.
Bijan gets me 2.6. Are you kidding me?
Hey,
my running back room got me 2.6 points.
Not if you had thrown Chuba Hubbard in there, you'd have had 20.6.
There's a number of anomalies in this matchup, which is why I scored 12 points below. I mean, Zay Flowers got me less than 2 points. These are the guys that got me less than 3 points in my starting lineup. My tight end Kincaid, Zay Flowers, Bijan Robinson, Deontay Foreman. That's like 4 guys that should all. Elijah Moore got 4.2. I mean, come on,
Larry. All I hear is where. I didn't have the players, and all I'm saying is I offered you a potential league winner for pretty cheap, and you declined and declined and declined.
I didn't want to give up 2 picks.
One of those was essentially a 4th rounder.
Yeah, you're right. I should have taken the deal.
It's too late now, obviously.
Yeah.
I ended up moving
because like you said, I could have just traded him if I lost anyway.
Right. Yeah. Today I traded Chuba Hubbard for Dallas Goedert.
That was a great deal. Great deal for you.
I could not complain. I had an offer on the table from Alex, and it was me give up Pat Fryermuth and Chuba for Michael Mayer, and I was like, I'll give you Chuba for Michael Mayer. I already had the Dallas Goedert deal on the table, so it's like I'm not giving up Fryermuth and Chuba Hubbard for Michael Mayer. You can have Chuba for Michael Mayer, and if you don't like that, I'll just go accept the Dallas Goedert deal.
Right. And I had
he rejected my counter, and I went and took the Dallas Goedert deal.
Yeah. And that maybe – so I traded Baker Mayfield for Kirk Cousins today. Yeah. And he didn't want to part with Kirk Cousins.
Which is shocking to me. But, he wants to win that championship. He definitely wants to win that championship. This is, again, Alex in the HQ League.
Who unofficially won last year?
No, he didn't. No, he did not. He was up by like 2 points, and Dylan had a bunch of players. He still had 2 or 3 players in that matchup.
Oh, okay. So Dylan won.
It was not even – yeah, it was like I think I even DM'd Alex like, man, I think you need to concede this one. Like this is not you weren't going to.
3 guys would have gotten 2 points.
Yeah, right. I mean, it was something stupid like that. It was real small.
But it was old school and Alex were both trying to get Baker off of me.
Yep.
And I was trying to get a first off of old school, which at this point he has 2 firsts. Both are 12 and beyond.
They're both current playoff firsts.
Right, they're playoff first in a 16-team league.
Right,
and there's 4 teams left. I don't know how they do it in this league. Is it just regular season, or is it playoff? Is there a playoff shuffle?
There's a playoff shuffle.
So those
teams
it could be the 112 or the 116.
Well, if it's 2 teams, I don't know what he has. His and somebody else's that's still in the playoffs.
Shane's. It's old school and Shane's.
113 or later. 13, 14, 15, 16. So it's the 201 basically.
So he didn't want to part with any of those for Baker. And Alex jumped all over the Kirk. Well, he didn't. He gave me shit for the Kirk Cousins. I've been trying to get Kirk Cousins from Baker from him for like a solid month.
Yeah.
And today he fired a couple trades my way, and I just went back to him with Baker for Kirk straight up, and he jumped on it. I sent the message Old schools wants Baker too, and I think that would maybe that put him over the edge.
Well, old school ended up getting Ryan Tannehill off of me.
Yeah, I think that was
just
a
was like, I
terrible
want
move.
the roster spot. Fuck it.
See,
so
old school's not trying if he's going with Tannehill. I actually have a trade. Oh, he's offering me a deal right now. He's giving me a 2024 2 for Browning, Jake Browning. That is on. So what's that? The
it's a
29th?
So you're looking at probably, say he finishes as even just as a fringe playoff team, it's the 24th pick. If he's the 8th worst team in the league at best, and so you're talking about
2024. It's this year. Oh, it's next year.
This year. I thought you said 2025. My bad.
No, it's 2024. So
his second pick,
2024 old school second.
Oh gosh. Well, now that's at least 13, the 29th pick. So like the 305. Equivalent to the 305.
I'm not giving Browning up for that because if Browning goes off again in the next round, I'll just trade his ass or I'll just hold him at this point. Because what the fuck am I gonna do with a 30th
the only
pick
thing
with a quarterback that's throwing for fucking 30 points a game?
That's not enough. But does he? I don't know what he has on IR or anything.
I want Luke Musgrave. He has Luke Musgrave on IR.
Oh, you should be able to have you counter with Luke Musgrave.
I have Browning for Musgrave.
Yeah, is it still sitting there?
He doesn't do it. Hold on, he's turned it down.
Oh well, then I don't know.
Let me see. Maybe I gave him a. Where is my Luke?
Well, he's only got one QB now.
He rejected my Browning for Musgrave.
I'm shocked. That's something I would do as a championship contender.
That was at 5 p.m. Do you think his perspective changed in 5 hours?
I'd give him on like Saturday. I don't know when Cincinnati plays this week, but I'd give him then and then be like, hey, you're gonna get some work done here? Because right now he has Will Levis. So he's got Will Levis has a high ankle sprain. He's likely out, which is why he's got Ryan Tannehill now. He can play Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, Tannehill could easily throw 3 picks. Easily.
Yeah, he could. He could also put up 17, 18 points.
In this league, which is quarterback favorable,
yeah,
it's not that hard to put up 17 points.
Right. But that's all it really takes for him to be a contender. But he needs another quarterback because he doesn't need to be running out, shit right now, fucking George Pickens and his non-blocking ass. What the hell was that shit? Did you hear that? Did you see that about George Pickens? He basically made a business decision. He said he didn't want to block because he didn't want to get hurt for Jaylen Warren. Like, man, that's trash.
So what did he do? He
stepped out of the way. He pulled a Deontay Johnson from a couple weeks ago. He just kind of watched the play happen.
Thanks.
So
I feel like is Musgrave worth it because he's making a run. He's not going to give up any of his active players.
Right. It's got to be.
He does have Pickens and Judy.
I don't even know what he's got. I'll just go look.
He's got a decent lineup. What I originally sent him, I sent him a Browning for Aaron Rodgers, and he didn't want to do that.
Shit, he should do that too.
That's what I thought. That's what I was like. Why not? You can go for the championship and get one more year of Aaron Rodgers. When you have,
I'm not even sure Aaron Rodgers is going to be worth a damn next year. I'm not sure of that. That's asking a lot.
That's why he should take the Browning for Rodgers deal. Did you? I watched the Jake Browning game in bits and pieces on Saturday, and it was. I caught the best part when he was lighting it up in the second half.
You mean the second half?
Yeah. It was just like running to. It was nothing. It was like watching paint dry that first half.
Yeah. So I was there at my mother's house, and my nephew had put a little underdog in from my brother-in-law, and it was Jake Browning over 266 yards or something like that, and he had 83 in the first half. And the other one was what running back was it that needed? Might have been Ty Chandler that needed like 104, something like that, total yards. Anyways, Ty Chandler goes over that. He's having a great game. And we're both looking at, and at this point, since he's down big, they're down 10 or something like that, or 14. And I was like, on the plus side, he's just going to be throwing the entire second half. And that is exactly what he did. and it got close, and we're all sweating it, and it was just a $5 bet to make 15. It wasn't anything like a real sweat, but it was fun because my nephew is 15 and he likes to do that kind of stuff.
Nice.
And when he went over, the house went crazy. We're like, so yeah. But that second half was nuts for yardage. I mean, he was just chucking it everywhere.
Well, this brings me to Ty Chandler, because I was hanging out with a couple of the daddy-os and we were watching it. One of them had Ty Chandler.
Yep.
I think Ty Chandler runs into a brick wall this weekend, only because of all the Ty Chandler hype. This is exactly what I said about Drake London. After the Drake London explosion game, I was like, you have to sit him. Last week's show, I'm just like, you got to sit Drake London, because this is what happens when all these guys go off. The next week they suck. This is a Drake London situation with Ty Chandler. He's going to run into a brick wall.
I think running back opportunity is key right there. I'm not sitting Ty Chandler if I've got him. I'm not even thinking about sitting Ty Chandler. I wish I had started him in my Buffalo Wild Wings home league instead of fucking Javonte Williams.
I was going to ask you about the B-Dubs leagues. Are you in the playoffs in one, no playoffs in the other? Is that how I went down?
I'm in the toilet bowl in one and the playoffs in the other, and I'm out of the playoffs. I got bounced. I went into last night with projected to win. I had Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, Tyler Lockett, and Jake Elliott going, and he had Dallas Goedert. And Hurts gets an early touchdown run, the tush push. But Lockett and Smith never got going, and Jake Elliott. What I really needed on that last drive was 40 or 50 yards and a field goal from Jake Elliott, like 40 or 50 passing yards and a field goal from Jake Elliott, and I won. And instead, Hurts throws the interception, and I lose by 8 instead.
Wow.
It was brutal. I was down by 6. I needed nothing. I needed 50 yards and a field goal, like a 50-yard field goal out of 1.
Yep.
All right. And then they would have gone to overtime. I probably would have got more points there, But yeah, brutal. So I'm out on that one. The other one has I can't even remember if it's like $50 for the toilet bowl. It was a $200 buy-in. So, and there was one guy, the guy I'm playing, it's the third time we played this year, and he beat me twice. And I was like, son of a bitch. And he's talking shit, and I was like, I don't even really give a shit about the toilet bowl. But now I've got to go into Buffalo Wild Wings on Thursday and talk so much shit. I got to give him hell.
Okay.
I had a real tight matchup in the Hot Sauce League. I was on bye, but the overall championship was still in play for everyone. So no one had a bye in the Hot Sauce League, because either you were in a toilet bowl,
right,
playing for an extra pick.
I like the no buys. I like it.
Well, then, there were buys for the division championships.
Right.
So like me and Rocky and Troy and whoever, Benny J, I think might have been. No, Mercer was on bye. Jerry. Anyways, a lot of folks were on bye from those, but we're all competing in the league championship, the overall league championship. So, and it just so happened that if you were on a bye, it was not a good week for you, because Jerry got bounced, Fiery Zard got bounced, Troy got bounced, Mercer got bounced. I snuck by less than a point over Sucker Punch.
But
so
you
that
were
was
playing,
big
though.
In the overall championship.
Oh, overall.
Because the top 12 teams, top 4 from each division, are competing for the overall championship. And I snuck by less than a point.
So do you need anybody on your team? Because I got a couple of guys to spare.
I mean, I might. I don't know. I don't think you have anybody that would turn
your head. You want to look twice at my team?
No, I mean, there's nobody on your team that I'd be like, ooh, I got to start them. Laporta. But I know you're not giving up Laporta, so.
Dude.
And I'm not paying the going rate for Laporta.
His going rate is what? How many firsts?
2 expensive.
More than 1?
It's more than 1 first. I don't know. It's at least no, in this league it's 2 firsts. It just has to be. With basically a 2-point tight end premium, it has to be. Now, the only spot that I really need something is at tight end, and I'm not stressing that. My team is pretty good. Pretty good. Jason was in the chat and he said he made some moves in a Debbie league right before the playoffs. He gave a first and a second for Kyler and Daniel Jones, for Mostert and Ritter, Andrews, and a fourth for Ingram. So was that Daniel Jones for Mostert and Ritter, and then Andrews and a fourth for Ingram and Godwin? I think that's what that is. So first and a second for Kyler. That's a steal. That's a steal. Kyler's worth way more than a first and a second.
That's 2 firsts though in this league.
No, it's the Debbie League.
Oh,
right
sorry.
before the playoffs. So first of all, you're already Debbie depleted, and you're giving a first and a second. Easy money. Daniel Jones for Mostert and Ritter. That's fine. I don't care about Daniel Jones. Whatever. Same thing with Ritter. Mostert's a win now piece. And then Andrews and a fourth for Ingram and Godwin. I can dig that. Especially the way, if you started Godwin this week, oh my gosh, if you started Godwin this week after him sucking all year long, basically. And then you get like 10 for 150 or 11 for 150, whatever he did. Just absolutely crushes.
Time to sell him.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can. Yeah.
Now's your chance.
But if you have him, you started him, you probably didn't get bounced this week. You probably feel pretty good about it.
What are you would you give up Jamar Chase for Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Not straight up. I need more. I need someone on top. I don't care.
Ooh. I'm just saying you're in a tight spot. He's not playing this week. You're willing to give up Chase. What do you want for Chase?
I still need more. I still need something on top.
What wide receiver replacement do you want for Chase?
I don't know. It's hard because I think he and A.J. Brown and CeeDee Lamb are in the same tier. And then beyond that, it's the Amon-Ra, that tier. And I need more on top before I move him. I mean, I like Amon-Ra St. Brown, but I think the value still has to be there. And I'm not one to just like sell. I'd rather go get an old piece than overpay for a young piece. You know what I mean?
So who do you want? If you got to get rid of Chase.
Why do you have to get rid of Chase? That's what I'm saying. Why do I have to move Chase when I could just use a cheaper pick to go get an older piece? Like, why can't I go get Mostert and play him instead of Chase?
Give up my number one. Give up my 24-1.
Do what?
I should give up my 24 first.
No, you're not listening to me at all. You're clearly not listening to me.
Why am
I don't want to overpay for a young piece. I would rather go get an old piece for cheap. How much is a Mostert?
Well, I need a wide receiver, dude.
Oh, you see, you don't have a wide receiver you can throw in and then play the flex?
No, this is the Warzone League that I've been dominating. And I have Jamar Chase, Tank Dell.
So who can you start right now? I don't care who you had. Who can you start right now? How many wide receivers do you have to start?
It's a 3 wide receiver start. Currently I have my active guys are DJ Moore, CeeDee Lamb. Xavier Gibson, Elijah Moore, Kadarius Toney, Khalil Shakur.
Who's your third starter in the lineup right now? Nobody?
No, nobody.
Oh, gosh, that's rough. Okay, I get it. What's the older receiver that you can go get right now?
I had Chase, Moore, and Lamb, and then I had Tank Dell and some other guy on IR.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's not an ideal situation, that's for sure.
I had Will Levis, too. I could trade him for I have a lot of trade pieces. It's just the what wide receiver should I go after?
That's tough.
I got some nice pieces.
That's tough. It's actually, I mean, maybe you can go get a Mike Evans. You know?
It's Mike Evans worth
2 seconds. You can get Mike Evans for 2 seconds. Especially if they're, not on a team that is competing right now. I'd rather do that than pay Jamar Chase for Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Right.
That's the kind of move I'd rather make, personally. But, I mean, Cortland Sutton. Go get Sutton for, a second and a third, probably.
That's interesting.
It's just tough. I would rather not move that. Jason asks, how much is Amari Cooper?
That's a nice piece.
I have a trade offer on the table right now. and it is too steep for me. I give up a 24 first, which right now I am the favorite in the league. First round bye, scored the most points in the league this week on bye, most points in the league over the season, whatever.
Yeah, we get it, dude.
Yeah. So it'll be, it's going to be a late first. It's a late first. I still don't want to pay it for Amari Cooper and Zeke. That's what he's asking for. Give up my first for Amari Cooper and Zeke. I don't need those starters right now, but I think it's a reasonable ask. Like if I need those starters, giving up like the 111, 112 for that.
Amari Cooper and Zeke.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zeke Elliott, baby.
That's a guy who let you down if you played him last week. 11 for 25. He did have 5 catches for 21 yards, but yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like so overly terrible, but he was projected to have like a banana.
Well, it's because Ramondre, you're expecting more, and it didn't happen. Ramondre was out, and he just didn't get it done. I don't think that's one I'm going to accept, but I just don't know yet. My problem is that in this particular league, I have I got Zamir White in my starting lineup right now. Nice. And if Jacobs is out, then that's fine. I got Isaiah Pacheco that I'll probably be able to start. And then I have Najee Harris.
Are you starting Pacheco?
If he's playing this week, yeah.
He's playing, you're plugging him right in?
Yeah, sure. That's a guy who, up until he was injured, was dropping like 20-plus points for the last couple weeks. Yeah.
Would you go? What about James Conner? Have you seen his last 2 games, or maybe 3
I know
games?
He had a monster game this past week, but
if you put his stats together of like the last 2 games, it's ridiculous.
It looks almost as good as Chuba Hubbard.
Dude, he probably blows Chuba Hubbard out of the water.
Are you sure? Because I don't know. I couldn't tell you what.
His last 2 games, he's ran for 191 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's 2 games.
Yeah.
He's got a touchdown through the air. Oh, no, he doesn't. But he's got, I don't know.
I have another, speaking of stud running backs for the last couple weeks, how about James Cook?
Yes.
I have an offer on the table from somebody to get their late first for James Cook. I'm going to have to ask for more.
You're going to sell James Cook for a late first?
No, I'm going to have to ask for more.
At this point, yes. You cannot sell him for, actually, I think Gavin put it in the HQ chat, or was it the hot sauce, where he was asking how much was James Cook?
Yeah, it's going to.
He's right up there. It's playoff time. Everything's magnified. James Cook, you want a James Cook right now. He's the hottest running back in the league after what he did. Buffalo could easily just take a different approach next game.
Maybe.
He's
been hot.
Yeah. So I mentioned my my home redraft league, that the 28-year league. I told you I was dead in the water in last place. I was like week 6 or 7.
Yep.
I'm in the final 4 in this
nice.
league. And my team is clicking on all cylinders. What happened was it's a 10-team super flex, and I have Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields. And they both started out super sluggish. And that was the reason. But I have James Cook in this league too. So yeah, I have a really hot team heading into. I play the number 1 seed this week, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, James Cook can keep up his trajectory is still ascending, and the Fields to DJ Moore has been. You have to admit, it's been a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, sure.
He's had 3 crap games out of. Well, 4 single-digit out of 15 weeks, 14 weeks of play. I'll take that, especially since he has a capability of giving you 30 points, especially when he plays Arizona in week 16.
Right. He was fine this past week. He didn't completely kill you.
Justin Fields is going to fuck the Arizona Cardinals up because he knows that everyone's going to be rooting for the fucking Cardinals or rooting against the Bears is what I'm saying. So
Look, I could tell you right now, I don't give a I don't think it matters one bit what he knows. And he better fuck him up or he's out of a job. He might be out of a job already, but he better do something or he's going to be legit out of a job.
I'm happy you brought this up. Kirk Cousins or Justin Fields?
I don't know.
Mr. Out of a job? All of a sudden he's out of a job.
I want Kirk Cousins.
Oh, well, there's a certain Dickie that has turned me down. And not only did he turn me down straight up for Kirk Cousins for Justin Fields, he turned me down for Kirk Cousins and Rashad Bateman. I threw in the old Bateman sweetener, and he's still that down.
You're trying to buy Fields?
I'm trying to buy Fields. Hell yeah, I am.
Wow. That's a bold move.
Well, how about Dickie turning me down? Fields and Cousins and Bateman for Fields, and he turned me down. In a start 11, 16 teamer, when Bateman could be a serviceable body, the 2 points that you're talking about.
No, Bateman is not. Stop with the Bateman's a serviceable body.
You were talking about the 2-point guy earlier being a fucking an asset.
No, that's not what I said. I said if you have the studs, you can overcome that. You're so hung up on start 11. I need 11 good starters. Sometimes you just need Sometimes you just need 9 or 10 good starters, and you find bodies for that last spot. You missed the boat on that, and that's what I was trying to explain. You have been hung up on they don't even have 11 starters. They don't even have 11 starters. And the guy who scored the most points this week didn't have 11 starters. He had 9 starters and 2 scrubs and ended up with the most points. You don't have to have 11 starters if you have the studs.
You do.
That's the key. No, you don't.
Here's the deal. Let me tell you. I got 3 goose eggs.
Yeah, but you didn't have the studs to overcome it. That was your issue, is that not that you didn't have 11 starters, but you didn't have the high-end players. Outside of your 2 QBs, no one else performed for you.
Bijan Robinson's not a high-end player?
Not for this week, was he?
My quarterbacks performed. No, not for this week.
And for the season, has Bijan been a high-end player? Or is it just name right now?
All right.
Is it just
maybe Dickie chiming in? He's there. Go ahead, Justin. Go bite his head off. Tell him.
I think Dickie, you could get more for Cousins next year than you'll be able to get for Fields.
Oh, no way, dude. Dickie was the. I'm saying I'm imitating Dickie. That's my Dickie impression. No way, dude. By the time my team is relevant, Cousins will be in retirement. No, that's not the point, though. You can flip a piece next year.
Right. That's the key.
When he's on his brand new team.
As soon as Cousins is healthy, he's pulling more than Justin Fields as a backup, because I'm not sure that Justin Fields starts anywhere next year. I know there's talk about, Atlanta can go get him or whatever. If you better hope that Arthur Smith ain't the coach there, because here, I'll do it for you, Dickie.
Whoa, this is what is that? A little Mississippi swagger at the end of that one?
Yeah, right. Yeah. You got to get the spray going.
The spray? The fuck does that go? Is that like
does it just dribble out for you, man?
Give Dickie the old cow move.
That's what you need. Yeah, right.
What do you call that?
Milk the udders.
Milking the udders?
Golly. What do you call that as he pulls the udders? He doesn't even know what the hell it is. You're such a fucking Jersey.
Hey, man, I'm a city slicker.
Yeah, you are. Damn city slicker. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Dude, so Dickie's turning me down. He loves Justin. He secretly loves Justin Fields when he was bashing him like 3 weeks ago.
I think he just hates pulling teats.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's acting like a couple. He's acting like a giant teat.
Like a teat, yeah.
So I don't know what he's looking for Fields. But he doesn't want. Well, I'm saying you can trade Cousins for a bigger piece than what you think Fields. I am a Fields guy. Dickie's secretly a Fields guy, even though he wasn't a Fields guy a few weeks ago. He's a secret Fields guy. Just like he's the Roshan Johnson guy, the bell cow.
Look, Larry, you know what I asked if you had any close matchups earlier,
Mm.
and you didn't even pick up on what I was doing. Super Duper Flex was in here.
You're right.
On the Fantasy Timeline.
Yes, the OG Timeline League.
Yeah, well,
I didn't, and I
on the Fantasy Timeline, I was trying to lead you there. You went off on a stray, and now I just want to bring it back because we got to talk about that league.
You're right. Do it. It's it's the Timeline League. This is the league that I was bragging about that I was going to go from worst to first. I did all this. I had no quarterbacks the end of last season, and I spent all off season just I had Josh Allen at one point. I had Lamar Jackson. I traded Lamar Jackson. I got Lamar Jackson back. I got Tua. So I went from having no quarterbacks in a super flex league where it's impossible generally just to get a quarterback. Boom! Ended up with Tua, Lamar Jackson. Made some other trades. Picks up some old timers: Keenan Allen, DeAndre Hopkins. Long story short, one and done, baby. But it was
lost by 0.7.
I lost by point. I lost by less than a yard.
Yep, 0.7 points. Told Jay Money.
Hard to do that. And what's funny is I kind of set my optimal lineup. Like I wasn't starting Trey Sermon or anything.
No, you did. You set an almost perfect lineup.
Right.
The only person that let you down was Odell and Hopkins.
Yeah.
You know, like
the Hopkins revenge game. Are you kidding me?
You weren't playing Irv Smith Jr. or anything.
Right. Yeah. No, I set my optimum lineup so I don't feel terrible about it.
Yeah, and it's not like you could start, Baker Mayfield or Gardner Minshew over Tua and Lamar.
Exactly.
So like, you didn't like fuck that up.
It was a legit loss. Yeah, it wasn't like, dang it, I should have swapped this guy in.
I should have traded for Chuba Hubbard. It wasn't one of those situations.
Yeah. But
Jason says he won. His closest win was in his Bosch league by 2 points. Yeah, I like it when I'm not as stressed, but I do like that sweat at the end. Like, all right, so let me tell you how it went down in the hot sauce league. Me and who was it that I was really close with? Was it Sucker Punch? Yeah. Me and Sucker Punch both had we both had DK Metcalf, and he had Kenneth Walker. So Kenneth Walker was going absolutely nuts. And I didn't realize it till late that he had closed that gap on me because I had a big gap, and I knew we both had DK Metcalf. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And that started to get stressed. And then I was trying to figure out who all was in. And, I've got the spreadsheet, and I was trying to figure out who all was in the overall championship because the bottom 6 got eliminated. Half of the thing went down in the first week. And I was like, shit, am I in 6th or 5th place? I don't know what's going on, Or am I in 6th or 7th place? Trying to figure out if I was going to be eliminated. And I'm watching, and he needs like a yard. I won by 0.98. He needs a yard from Kenneth Walker to pass me. And I was sitting there stressing. But we also both needed points. Like I needed to get past Jerry, who had 143 almost. So I knew that we needed some DK Metcalf points, which that worked out in the last drive for them. And then I also needed him not to get Kenneth Walker anything, absolutely anything.
I had no idea Kenny Walker went berserk until you said
something. Yeah, he was having a nice game. And he had a run late where he lost a yard. And I was like, oh, thank goodness he didn't gain, 2, 3, 4 yards, whatever. A late short gain or no gain or something like that worked out. But it's funny to see, like, all right, so there was a matchup, Goat Dynasty and Benny J.
Yeah.
And that one went down. Goat had 211 and Benny J. Who did Benny J have going that scored so many points? He had Jalen Hurts, and that might have been it last night. But he had Jalen Hurts going, and he ended up losing by 6. But it got a little, it could have gone differently at the end there. But they both scored. It's 205 to 211. Like monster weeks head to head. Dickie says question and then doesn't ask the question.
Yeah.
Come on, Dickie. You got to have that already typed out.
It's got to be Elijah Moore. I got to go Elijah Moore. I can't believe I'm starting a fucking Elijah Moore in for Jamar Chase.
I can't believe you're.
I have to make a deal. I have a lot of.
Go get Adam Thielen.
I can trade Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, but it's got to be somebody that actually needs a.
It's got to be someone that's in the mix. Or no, you're right. I can send.
Yeah. All right, so Dickie says offer on the table in a home league, 12-team, late second for Cooper. I'm assuming this is Amari Cooper. Are you getting Amari Cooper for that? Absolutely. Are you selling Amari Cooper for a late second? I couldn't.
I'll
Not
take
really.
Amari Cooper. I'll get Cooper for a late second.
Yeah. That's an easy win. I don't care if I'm competing or not. I will give a late second for Amari Cooper.
Oh no.
But if I'm-
Yes.
But I don't want to give Amari Cooper for one late second. So you're getting the late second, Dickie.
Yeah, what are you getting?
Yeah, you're saying I'm getting, but we don't know what you're getting here. Are you getting the pick or the player?
Dude, this is like a fucking scavenger hunt here.
We're like putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And we're missing.
Well, it's like a game of Clue here.
We're missing pieces right now.
We need more clues. Yeah. Yeah, I need to make a big.
Yeah, take Cooper.
I need to
He's
make a
getting
big.
the player.
I need to
Take
make a big
Cooper.
wide receiver deal.
I would absolutely give a late second for Amari Cooper. Yeah. That's no brainer for me. I'm gonna get a year or two more of Amari Cooper, and clearly he still has it. You know. Yeah, that's easy W. Larry, I think we need to go to the restroom.
Oh, it's time. It's time. It's time we go to the restroom.
Yeah, look, we plunged it earlier. We got it ready. It's flushing well. Now it's time.
When you're milking the cows, Dickie, is any of this going on?
It doesn't sound like that. Holy shit.
No. When you're delivering a calf, is this what it sounds like?
I don't even know who Bandit is. Bandit football. Made it all the way to week 15. Do you know who Bandit is, Larry?
Hold on, let me figure this out. The Dynasty Hot Sauce Eliminator, FC Eliminator Best Ball, motherfucker. We're doing
the
it.
Bosch Best Balls. That's what we
Bosch
call
Best
them.
Balls. You know what's funny? Adam Mann is a softball dad, and he said to me, I hung out with this guy. Sunday, we watched football together. He's one of the daddios, and he's like, "Hey, I'm still in that best ball league." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "You haven't been flushed yet?" Like, he had no idea what I was talking about. I was like, "You haven't been flushed yet?"
Brad. Okay, so I've done some investigating. Brad Beatson. I don't know who that is. Why do I not know who that is?
Brad, who?
Beatson.
There's no one by that name in our league.
In the Eliminator, his name is Bandit. I went to his website and went to the About page, and he's got a little
Dude,
little website.
There's no
in our Eliminator, Bandit.
Oh yeah, he's the only one with an icon.
Yes, Bandit is Brad Beatson.
He was one of the leaders. This is a big upset.
It is a big well. You're talking about the last four anyway, so there can't really be an upset per se, But he didn't get it done this week. We got hammered.
We get Bandit on the show. Look at this website he's got here.
Yeah, he's got a little website going.
We should get Bandit. Come on the show, man. Even though you're a fucking loser. Loser.
Look, the three top guys scored between 158 and 185, and Brad scored 105 points. If that's not shitty, I don't know what is. To get outscored by 53 by the next person, whew, that's gonna suck.
That sounds like.
It sounds like Brad needs to take a little trip on the pooper.
Hey, see you later, loser.
It feels good. It feels good to shed that one.
Bandit.football. Let's get this guy on the show. He's got a cool website. Oh, he almost made it to the end. He almost got a free T-shirt.
He did almost get a free T-shirt. So close, so close.
I love how he's got this fancy website, and like the Bandit part of it is like 1980s video game font.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, totally.
Let's hit. I'm going to click subscribe. There's a free post delivered to your inbox. And he's got. It's like a patron, but it's Bandit Football. You can pay $9 a year for premium posts. Let's see the old monthly dollar a month. So it's like $1 a month, or you spend $9 for the year. I love it. Free post delivered to your inbox. Oh, you can get a free trial.
He's got a lot going on too. I went to his his LinkedIn and other links here, and he's got a lot going on. I can't keep up.
Is it the same guy that writes everything? Just Bandit?
Yeah,
does everything?
Just Brad Beatson.
Brad Beatson. Yeah. God, he's beating his meat. Brad Beatson.
Not anymore. Now he's just flushing toilets.
He was. Now he's got no more meat to beat.
Nope.
There he goes. All right. What else do we want to cover?
You asked who's bouncing back this week.
Oh.
Who's bouncing back? Who have you got that you're like, I felt so good about that, and then it didn't happen?
I want more. Well, I mean, the disappointing. We have the blatant goose eggs that have been out. I want more Lamar Jackson, and more, I want more. I want a 35-point game out of Lamar. I want him running a game. I want him. I want old school. I want 2018 Lamar or 2019 Lamar. You know, I want 900 yards out of these last.
Are you projecting that? No, come on now, slow down with the 900 yards. Let's just get him 200 yards passing. All right. Let's slow our roll here.
No. Okay, so chalky pick aside, you got to think it's going to be Bijan. You know, Arthur Smith is going to take. I mean, how do you have these stud skill position players on this team, and they don't? What are they combined for like 14 touches? The three of them, Drake, Bijan, and Pitts. Is it some kind of ridiculous number like that?
It's terrible. Like Algier was out there running his ass off, double the number of picks that Bijan got, or carries that Bijan got.
You know how upset I was when Cordell Patterson scored that motherfucking touchdown?
You know how upset I was that it was the only touchdown that the Falcons could muster against the Panthers?
Dude, I was complaining about that Patterson touchdown the whole rest of that game. The entire game.
Because there was nothing else to talk about in the rest of that game. Fucking terrible. Like, thank goodness we're not going to win that division because we don't deserve to win shit. You know, like now we're a game behind Tampa and the Saints. Good. Let one of them win and get stuck. You know, actually, Baker probably has earned himself a job next year. The way he's played. He's played really well. Let the Saints win the damn division and be stuck with Derek Carr still. I'd love that. I am friends with a lot of Saints fans, and I laugh at them because they're excited about winning the division. It's like, you aren't winning a Super Bowl with Derek Carr. That's just not happening. And they're convinced that sometimes they're convinced. And then the next week, they're like, Derek Carr's the worst fucking quarterback I've ever seen in my life. Like, yeah, that's going to happen in the playoffs too. You're going to have a fine performance where he's just fine, like he was this past week. And then you're going to have a, holy shit, we still have Derek Carr as our quarterback moment. So what's the point?
Hey, and that's another thing. You know how upsetting it is to not watch, to see a Saint score a touchdown and it's not Raheed Shaheed?
Well, as long as it's Alvin Kamara, I'm happy. Although he didn't score one this week, he still did fine. I mean, I in my head, I was like, oh, Alvin Kamara needs a bounce back. But no, because he had 16 for 66 and he had 5 for 44. So he was just fine. You know, like 15, 16 points, whatever, depending on league scoring. Breece Hall's my guy. I think he bounces back against the Commanders. I think that's my guy.
You're right. That is a big bounce back guy.
Who else is going to bounce back this week? Jonathan Taylor. I think he plays. Bounces back from that injury.
That would be something. It's just a thumb. that he'll have something on. I know everyone's gonna be smacking it and trying to grab it and stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be the people will go after it, but if they get it splinted real well,
There needs to be like a gentleman's, like, don't mess with the guy's thumb. Like, that's so stupid.
No
Come on,
way.
let's try to break his thumb because it's already
No
hurt.
way. You've got to exploit the weakness of your opponent. This is
Really though, do you? Oh,
Yeah.
look at Dickie with the good one.
Garrett Wilson bounce back. Who's quarterbacking?
There's no way it's going to be a Garrett Wilson bounce back. I'm thinking Tyler Conklin bounce back over Garrett Wilson because it's Trevor Siemian, and Conklin is just that giant body underneath every time.
Didn't Simeon play a game this year already? Or a couple
You could
games?
put 3 guys on
Oh,
fucking.
he hadn't started this year. Never
No,
mind.
Siemian came in and just was terrible.
Awful.
2 times. He's made 2 appearances, both ridiculous. Washington, I get it. Worst offense in the league, facing the worst defense
Came
in the
in
league.
against Atlanta as well.
This is a defense. When the worst offense in the league is when the worst historically bad offense in the league is facing the worst defense in the league, it's a get right game for the defense, I think.
Yeah. So here's the only thing about Conklin. All right, he got 9 targets in that Week 13.
I'm talking 2-point tight end for Conklin, by the way.
Listen, he
Okay.
got 9 targets in that Week 13 game
Yes.
where Trevor Siemian came in. He
Right.
caught 3 of them.
Right.
That's a problem.
You got to
The
think that
problem
they
is
might
that the-
improve on that
I mean, he might.
with a full week of practice. You know, I'm
He might
benching.
improve on
I'm
that.
benching Adam Thielen for Conklin.
In a 2-point tight end preview.
Yes.
If you want the floor play, that's the floor play.
I mean, he's not going to score you a touchdown. You're not getting a touchdown out of Conklin, but you might get 9 catches.
No, you're not getting 9 catches.
You're okay.
That's
My
not-
bad. You're getting 6 catches.
You
He's
might
getting you like 17 points. He can get you 13 to 17 points.
If you get 6 catches from Tyler Conklin, you'll be ecstatic with Trevor Siemian under center. Ecstatic. He hadn't had 6 catches all year. No, he had 1 6-catch game against the Chargers.
If you're telling me Jonathan Taylor's coming back, well, this solves everything because that's who'll be going in that spot.
Oh, you have Taylor. Yeah, I think they're optimistic that he's going to play, and I'm optimistic that he's going to play. So
I am disappointed that Dickey is all of a sudden a Fields hater, and then all of a sudden he doesn't want to trade him for Cousins.
yeah.
And I threw in a Bateman sweetener.
Speaking of trading quarterbacks, Larry, did you see that I made a trade in HQ1 a little bit bigger than Ryan Tannehill last week?
Oh, Kyler Murray.
I did.
It was
I
a
moved
good
up-
trade too. I
I
like.
moved off Kyler Murray. Moved
Didn't you
off
get
Kyler
hurt
Murray.
or somebody?
I got Jalen Hurts for Kyler Murray and Greggles first, which Greggles lost this week. So that's like the 111.
10. We have 111.
Yep. Like the one.
That's going to be a good player. And you got Hurts and a starter. You're going to get. You're
No,
gonna get Hurts
I
and a
got
starter.
no. I gave up Kyler and a first for Hurts.
But so you
I
got
did
the
not,
first.
I did not get the first. I gave the first.
But you got the. Oh, you gave Greggles first.
I gave Greggles first and Kyler for Jalen Hurts. Yep.
Gotcha. I like it. I still like it because
Now, what
Kyler
do you
really
think I
hasn't.
can get- what do you think I can get back from Larry or from Shane right now for Jalen Hurts?
Well, if he loses,
He played this week, so now he's got Kyler on his roster.
yes, I love. And you know what? This just makes the no trade deadline it's a joke that there even is one to this
Yeah,
day.
right. Yeah, this now gives me Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes at quarterback in a 16-team superflex,
Mm-hmm.
and adding Goddard, that was nice. So just piecing it together here and there, it's gonna be a piecemeal for a year or two.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Dickey got Greggles first for Ty Chandler. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
That was a crazy trade
I feel
because that's an all-in trade. He's Ty Chandler is set up. He's playing a great defense this week.
I feel like I screwed the pooch and should have gone after that first for Chuba Hubbard. I did not think that was possible. Incredible.
Yeah, because you probably rather have Chuba than Ty because
If you
Madison's
look at-
not on IR. He's still in the mix.
If you look at Chuba and what he has done over the last 4 weeks, you absolutely want him over Ty Chandler.
Yeah, you missed. You could have got it first. Why didn't you float that out there to Shane?
Because I had Dallas Goddard on the hook and was like, oh, that's a great offer. So, I mean, it's not far off. Way better than Roshan for Larry's first.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Roshan. Kragel's first. So let's go, Dickie. Let's make this fucking deal.
Yeah. So I played in 2
Deal.
dynasty leagues and advanced in both of those and had 4 buys. So I have not been eliminated in a dynasty league yet. So I feel good about that.
Oh, here we go. Look, I put in the Warzone League. I'm looking for a wide receiver. The first offer I get, Amon-Ra St. Brown for Jamar Chase. Straight up. How amazing is that? We just talked about it.
Yeah, I'm not shocked at all. That's the kind
amazing.
of move that if you're the Amon-Ra owner and you're not in it, that's the exact kind of move you want to make.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, he'll have to fucking throw something else in if he wants.
CJ Stroud likely out week 16.
Wow, that's huge. See, there you go, man.
Yeah.
I get it that I had bodies at quarterback in the quarterback position, but you don't know how these guys are. I mean, I've had Baker all year. He's been up and down. But yeah, I love Baker. Love me some Baker.
Kind of like I love Kyler, but sometimes you just got to make that move.
25
when you can get a little bit better value. Yep. Yeah, I just was going to look at one of my leagues that I had a big week in this one as the wild card team. I got in at 6-8 with a good points, and I've been really streaking lately. So now Rocky is first in this league, and he scored almost 400 points more than me, like 366 points more than me. Something like that. No, he had no. I was looking at the wrong thing. He has scored 400 points more than me this season. But over the last probably 6 or 7 weeks, I'm right there with everybody. And so I think I might have a shot in this league. But I have to choose. Now I don't have to choose. It was going to be Lamar Jackson and either Kyler or CJ Stroud, but now it's just Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray. And don't have to worry about that starting spot. Gus Edwards is looking nicer now with Keaton Mitchell out. That was did you watch any replays of that? Keaton Mitchell?
I didn't. I'm not into that stuff, and I don't like watching.
I watched it once and was like, I don't need to see that again. And I'm not even like that. Doesn't even like really freak me out most of the time. But I was like, I don't want to see that again.
What sucks is that I've had Keaton Mitchell on my taxi squad because I have such a deep team in this Warzone league. I should have traded him. Oh well, he's worth nothing now.
You know who the best rookies lately have been? There's 2. They've just been killing it. It's Rashee Rice and Jaden Reed.
Yeah, Jaden Reed's been getting a lot of attention.
Yeah, Jaden Reed's
because of awesome. Christian Watson being out. So
Jaden Reed's been awesome, and Rashee Rice has been awesome. Rashee Rice has been 14 or more points in 4 straight weeks.
He has a nose for the end zone, which is nice.
Yeah, it is nice. He's got 7 so far this year.
Yep.
Yeah, those guys have been on fire.
And I think when Christian Watson's out, Reed is perfect. And Watson is just he's just a frustrating player. If I'm old school, do you want Watson on your team?
Tough.
You're in the Final Four. Do you want to play around with Watson? You're not starting him because I have him.
No,
and I'm in the Final Four. I have him. I'm not starting fucking Christian Watson.
Yeah, you can't start him. Yeah, and Jim Dickey says Reed's been getting RB touches. Yeah, he scored a rushing touchdown. It was like last week, right? Something like that. Yeah,
because they have to make room for Wicks, targets for Wicks.
Fabian Wicks. Sure, that's what it is. Yeah, I think for now, Mahomes might have his wide receiver 1 with Rashee Rice.
I don't think it's a little too premature. Wide receiver 1 is still Travis Kelce.
No. I'm just talking about wide receiver, but he has. Do you know that he has right now 38 targets over his last 4 games? That's 10, 10, 9, 10, 9.
I like it.
And not only has he got those targets, but he's catching them too. 8, 8, 7, 9. That is 23, 32 out of 38 targets that he's caught. That's a high percentage with 3 touchdowns. Everyone's worried about Tony and Sky Moore and MBS. And it's like, I believe I said their guy is Rashee Rice. And sure enough, he has been peppered with targets over the last 4 games.
Just sent Dickie a fresh offer for Justin Fields.
Ooh, let's hear the offer.
It was Kirk Cousins, obviously.
Uh-huh.
And you have admitted that you prefer Kirk Cousins over Justin Fields.
Yes.
I have included Mr. 25.8 points himself, Josh Palmer, to the deal.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Mr. 113 yards and a touchdown. It could be added to your fantasy football team.
He's got 2 games over 100 yards this week.
You should flip him for a pick. Yeah, it's just you can flip him for a pick.
Yeah, you might.
And that's what you need when you're Dickie. You need picks. That's how you do it. If you want to speak to a champion and gain some insight, that's how you do it, baby. People are. I mean, you're messing with me for not, going all in, being the 5th seed with my backup quarterbacks going and injuries left and right. I lost Madison. I only had a Deontay Foreman, so I'm missing a running back. It's like chasing fucking. You're chasing points. I don't want to chase points. You chase points. Yeah, I didn't want to chase points because I'd be doing it the whole fucking. I'd be doing it the whole playoff.
No, see, I don't agree because chasing points is when you find the guy who has put like an anomaly game out, an outlier where he's got like 3 catches for 80 yards and 2 touchdowns or something. He hasn't done anything all season. Chuba was getting massive touches every week. Massive touches. He had 48 carries in the last 2 weeks before last week. He got another 20 last week. Like this is not a fluke game. That's not chasing points. That's chasing all of it.
We will see how old school figures it out.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, I don't think it's the same thing as chasing points. Chasing points is when you pull up your DFS roster, your DraftKings roster, and you're like, oh, they scored 32 points last week. And, they hadn't scored that shit all year long. But it's like, yeah, hell yeah, Troy. Holy shit, we're still on Chuba. You're darn right. I'm just drilling him.
Chuba's been coming and going.
I've been drilling him this whole fucking podcast.
I know Troy's on team fucking run DFF, and that's fine, but it's the wrong team to be on.
Not this week. It wasn't. You'd have won if you were on the team run DFF.
I would have won, but I would have been the lowest scoring playoff team.
So then you would have been looking for that.
Not sustainable. My beef is I don't have a beef. You guys are the ones with the beef. It's not sustainable. So what did I do? I flipped fucking Baker for Kirk Cousins.
Why wouldn't it be sustainable? Are you projecting another 2.6 point for Bijan or 1.7 for Zay Flowers? Are you projecting that, or would you expect those to go up?
It'll play out the way it played. We'll find out next week. We'll see what old school. We'll see what old school puts out next week.
You're not listening. I'm just saying that I think you could have been 18 points higher this week, which would have put you at 165. And then if you take and you give yourself 20 more points.
Hold on, I would have put him in for Elijah Moore.
Oh, so you would have been 14 points higher. You would have been 161.
Okay, so I would have beaten him by 2.
You would have won. Points. Yeah, you would have won.
Okay.
You would have been 161. Then listen to what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Say you do the exact same thing next week, but instead of Bijan and Zay Flowers putting up 4.3 total, they put up 20 combined.
Now you're looking at do that.
Now you're looking at 181. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those guys are going to give you 10 points a week.
It'll be amazing. It'll be amazing if that fucking move makes me win the title unofficially.
Like
we're gonna be tracking it. We're gonna be tracking it.
I'm going to look at it next week. But you got to think about it. Now you're not going to have Baker
Troy with his. Hold on.
It would have been. We're just going to go with your same lineup every week, like Jake Browning and Baker Mayfield, the same lineup and we're going to plug in Chuba instead of Elijah Moore.
Yes,
this week.
No, we'll do it exactly that way.
Yeah. We're going to see what it takes. We're going to see what happens. It would be hilarious if you won the title that way. Oh man, and that's if you didn't make any more moves. But you'd be in contention next week because if you project to get another, basically 16 points or 20 points out of those two guys,
Right.
then you'd be in that
reluctant-
180 range.
Right.
So you'd have been in there. You'd have been like it. To me, it felt sustainable. You were a little scared to make the move.
Yes, I was.
Just say you're a bitch. It's fine. Just say I'm a bitch. I should have made the move.
I didn't think. I'm not going to say that because I thought I had.
I know because I'm going to.
I thought I could beat him.
Because I'm going to snip that piece if you ever say it, and I'm going to replay it all the time.
I did not bake in the 3 donuts that I got.
Yeah.
And I got 3 donuts. I got 4 donuts actually because Zay Flowers and Bijan is 2 donuts. I mean, they combined for 4 points. Out of 4 guys, I got 4 points. That's a point a person. 4 out of 11. You can't win a matchup that way. And you're right. Maybe yeah. I didn't think that I had I watched fucking Blitz's. He had Thursday action, and I was like, at the 1:00s, I had this guy beat up until like. I don't know who the last guy that played was.
I don't know either. But
it was Dalton Kincaid a late play. But still, it was ridiculous. I mean, I had
but
Browning
then after Sunday night, he still had a player, and you were done. He had Dallas Goedert, and you were done, and you were down by 4 points, and it was over.
But I had the Saturday like Browning explosion. I don't know what else I had, but. I don't know.
You had the Rasheed.
I got 4 donuts. What are you gonna do? 4 donuts. You know, he was. That was the superior team, and whatever, man. He got me.
The guy that didn't have 11 starters all year, 11 started your ass down because he just got pieces here and there. Only one real big game from Brock Purdy. Everyone else was just okay. That's solid. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
It's funny. He ended up with 11 decent starters.
Right. Yep. From the person who was swearing he didn't have 11 starters.
Well, he made a Dallas Goedert trade. Schultz has been on his IR.
Hey, Larry,
trade.
In case you didn't, in case no one's told you, Troy says, who didn't have a donut? Chuba. I said the same thing earlier, Troy. Maybe
we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. If Old School has a good game and my team with an added Chuba perseveres, well, this will be a funny sociology experiment.
Yeah, I actually hope it happens just so I can keep on with the Chuba
stuff. Can you imagine? Oh my
God! We're 4 weeks deep into me offering you Chuba and you reclining, and then finally it coming to a head and you losing.
Why'd you want 2 picks for him? This doesn't make any sense.
It was because he's a potential league winner, and it wasn't even 2 early picks. Dude, apparently, I probably
Carolina Panthers.
And if you're getting 20 plus carries a game in this scoring, you're going to get points. Hey, Troy, I'm about 2 hours and 45 minutes from New Orleans. You were asking in the chat. In fact, I was supposed to go there on Friday for work, and that may have got canceled. I don't know. I can't get there. The lady said she needs me. She needs someone to go either tomorrow or before noon on Thursday.
Oh, yeah, of course. Me and Run DFF have been going at it for a couple of weeks now, Troy.
Counter it all. Yeah, but he wanted to give 1/3 for him.
No. It was a second.
I told you it wasn't enough.
Now, do you mean next? Do you mean next summer, 2025, or this summer, Troy? Because
I think he's talking about
when you say see in 2025, it just doesn't carry the same.
Yeah, I think he's talking about 2024. Let me know, Troy. I might be able to make it down there. I'm pretty flexible.
I can't believe you haven't hung out with the
sports couple.
Angry sports couple. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I need to get down there and hang out with my buddy, Jeff, old Rougarou in the Listener League.
Oh.
I need to get down there.
Nice.
We talked on the phone for a little while the other day. He's had a hell of a fall. A lot of shit going on. So.
Well, I can't believe that. Yes, I did lose to Blitz. 4 donuts. That's not something you planned for. I thought I had it I thought I had it. I didn't think I needed to make a deal just yet.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all it boiled down to. And I didn't like. I don't want to empty my fucking. Listen. This is a serious league, and you need to be particular. You don't want to be the guy that blows his load right out of the gate.
Yeah, you
I
know what
moved
the
Baker
problem
for
is,
Kirk.
Larry?
I upgraded slightly because I like Baker. I'm a Baker Mayfield guy. I think he'll be a starter next year.
Yeah, I think you will as well. Larry, the only problem is that no one was asking you to blow your load. It was a light request. It was like a late second and a third, and you declined, which is essentially a third and a fourth rounder, and you couldn't pull a third and fourth rounder for
You're
Chuba
right.
Hubbard.
You're right. I should have done it.
It was
I
just
would have started Chuba and not Elijah Moore. No brainer.
yeah, that would have been the easy one. Yep.
And I could have used it because now I don't have a running back. So I'll be focusing on running backs in the draft for sure.
Yep. That's how it goes.
But what I'm saying is at least I get to play with the contenders and their lineups going forward with the no trade deadline. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see if
You don't really have that many pieces that you need to move, though.
I don't
Like,
know if I'm
you
going
do have a lot of young
to
pieces.
my draft stock.
You do have a lot of young pieces, and you don't have any pieces that you're like, I need to unload, or that have the value to unload.
I don't have any interest in Kirk Cousins on my team. I'm
No,
excited.
but you can't move him right now for anything. You
Well,
can't.
I can't believe Dickey is the Justin Fields hater fan club, and all of a sudden he's in love with him now. How do you live with yourself? Come on, Dickey, you kidding me? Fucker, you motherfucker.
I gotta figure out what I can get back from. Man, see, I'm gonna have to wait till the offseason and then trade Shane, Jalen Hurts back for Kyler and a player, because he doesn't have a first back anymore. It'll have to be something pretty. I'll have to go exploit that.
So what other? Are you making any deathbed trades? The Sipes talked about.
I made one more. Yeah. So Sipes has the vid. He's on round 2 of COVID.
Got COVID. Yes, Sipes has
3
got
years later.
Corona. You got the coronavirus.
Yeah, he's got the vid. So he and I made the deal for Dallas Goedert and Chuba. He was happy about that. So was I. And then he sends me another offer, and I was like, sure, I'll just take pieces. It was it like? Hold on, I can't even remember. It was like trash. It was my Noah Brown, and I got Demario Douglas and 2 5th rounders, which are like the 60th pick or something like that. Dickie says, I'll do Justin Herbert for Fields. I bet you would. I would do Justin Herbert in the middle of the field for. Oh wait, you're talking about trade.
Dude, yeah. Dickie will do anyone in the field for cheap.
Real cheap. Yeah, so Demario Douglas and 2 5th round picks for Noah Brown. That one kind of shocked me. I was like, who's actually interested in Noah Brown right now? Because he hasn't done much. I don't know. I actually have no idea what he did this past week. But
Noah Brown had a great game.
Did he?
He got like 27, 22.
See, I didn't see. I didn't pay attention to that Houston game at all. At all.
That was it was kind of a boring game.
You don't say. And somehow Houston eked it out.
But Noah Brown got 22 points. He had 82 yards, 8 of 11.
Nice. Yeah.
82 yards and a TD. So that's badass.
Dickie says I'd be surprised if Nico plays. I kind of would too.
How about Dickie ignoring me when I bring up Kirk Cousins for Justin Fields?
He's not ignoring you. He said that he's not interested. So, Larry, I have a couple offers on the table. They're basically the same offer.
Let's hear it.
Would you trade Isaiah Likely for a late 2024 second or late 2025 second? Would that interest you?
I don't know. Maybe a 25. It depends what the premium is.
It's the DDCL 1.75. Would you
give up? No, I'm not taking Likely for a second.
Would you give up?
He's only relevant if I was a Mark Andrews.
You're looking the other way, Larry. You're reading it the wrong way. I said, would you trade Likely for a second?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to make that move If I don't get a better offer, I'll make that move for one of those guys. Yeah. And then, how about this? A third and a fourth rounder for Nick Mullins and Easton Stick. That's a different league. It's Trade Addicts.
No, I'm not doing that.
You wouldn't take those picks for those players?
No.
You want to hold on to
A
Nick
low
Mullins
ball.
and Stick. It is true. And the key is this guy somehow won this week. And let me tell you what he played. Sam Darnold at quarterback.
Darnold had. I know Darnold played. What was his line?
No. Sam Darnold had 0.8 points. He knelt the ball twice, I think.
That's funny.
He's got 2 rushes for -2 yards.
He did 2 kneel downs to be negative.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, there was something, I don't know where he got the points from, but he had 20 passing yards. So he did get a smidge. Yeah, that whatever. He beat Outhouse. Whew. Without a quarterback, he beat Outhouse. That's brutal. I offered him those guys for 2/3, and he rejected and came back with a third and a fourth. I'm going back to 2/3, and that's the best. And yeah, I'm just not gonna. He can either take the 2/3. Or he can just play no quarterback this week or go somewhere else with it. I don't even see why that's a problem. Like a late third each. This is my lowest offer.
My lowest offer is you're that guy that puts that in the comments.
I do like to comment. Well, I've already sent
this is my final answer.
Yeah, I've already sent him these 2/3. His third this year and his third next year. For Mullins and Stick, I offered him those 2 quarterbacks.
12 team, whatever, Superflex.
Yeah, all right. It's Trade Addicts.
Start 10.
Yeah. I offered him those 2 quarterbacks for 2/3, and he countered. He's been going back and forth. I offered him those 2 quarterbacks for 1 second before last week, and now it's like he needs quarterbacks.
I would totally take 1 second for both the guys.
Well, he wouldn't give me 1 second.
Old school wanted my Easton Stick, and I was like, that's my Herbert handcuff. I don't want to give you him for the 38th pick or whatever it is. Even if it's Easton Stick, and even if he doesn't have the job next year, I still don't feel like that pick is even worth anything. If he's going to be Justin Fields' handcuff backup, I still want him as just my emergency reserve.
So I am going a different direction with this James Cook for the first thing.
Oh,
I'm asking for Mark Andrews.
For James Cook?
In a 1.75. 1.75.
Oof. I'm doing that in a heartbeat. If I'm the Andrews GM, I want James Cook.
I hope that's the case.
Because that's the mindset. Everybody's so everyone's mind is warped in their own sense, their own mind, and they're just like, Mark Andrews hasn't been doing shit for me lately. Even though he's hurt, it still counts as he's not doing shit. So he doesn't mean shit to me. So I can. And James Cook just had a monster game.
No, James Cook
no-brainer.
Monsters few weeks now.
He's had some a couple of weeks, but
this scoring, James Cook in his last 5 games, 36, 25, 16, 19, and 12.
Buffalo can't be trusted.
I mean, he's getting.
That's my hot take, Troy. Buffalo can't be trusted. So let's see how that takes.
He's got 15 or more touches in 4 straight games. No one wants to be the 6 or 7 in the AFC. I don't know. I think the AFC is so close that it doesn't matter. I don't want to be the 6 or 7 in the NFC where I got to line up against San Francisco. But I think that the AFC doesn't have a clear favorite.
What was the take I just had? I was pretty serious about it.
Trust the Buffalo Bills?
No. Oh, yeah. Don't trust the Bills skill position players because they're all hot and cold. They've always been. Khalil Shakir can have 2 touchdowns. Next thing you know,
not James Cook. James Cook ain't been hot cold. He's just been hot.
Okay. He's cooking. He's cooking on. He's cooking with some heat.
My guess is the guy rejects that trade. I'm not taking a single late first for. I got to make sure. Sometimes do you ever reject trade, or do you ever send a counter and leave the original trade up, Larry? Or do you
Only if I'm doing it, like if I'm driving or if I'm on my phone,
Yeah.
playing on my phone. Like it has to be an unusual circumstance. Otherwise, I would delete. I will never leave the. I don't want to leave the initial trade there, unless I can't
It's a
delete it.
sign of weakness. It's a sign that you are considering the original offer and you're sending it.
But
I
if you're, but no, yeah, I know, I totally agree. But there are times when you're just like I said, you're driving.
No,
you're
I
at red
get that,
light,
but like I
you're
mean, purposefully
easy.
doing it. I mean, purposefully because I see this happen
But
where
the guy on the other end doesn't
people-
know that you're purposely doing it.
right. That's what I'm saying. I see this happen where people will be like, they'll not accept or not reject the offer that you made, but then send you a counter. I'm rejecting the counter almost automatically. If you leave that original offer up, I know you're considering.
Why are you reading that much into it?
I think it matters.
Why does it matter that much? If the
That's some of the
counter's okay,
strategy.
who cares?
I think that's some of the. See, now I want to talk a little bit of strategy here. You just want to talk players. Let's talk some strategy about trades. Don't leave old trade offers up there. Like don't leave the offer they sent you up there when you make a counter.
Listen.
Because it's a sign. When somebody gets that pick or when somebody gets that offer, they're going to look at it and go, why didn't they reject that first one? They must be somewhat interested in it.
Here's the deal. When you are going through sometimes I get notified of a trade via email.
Sure.
And I'll hit consider, or I'll hit respond, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't delete. I'm doing it. Just takes me right to a counter page. It doesn't take me to the page to delete or revoke or whatever the fuck you want to do. It takes me to a counter page. So and then I'm just back on with my day. I'm not even thinking about, I have to make it a point to delete the trade that was sent to me. No, it's not. I'm not thinking about that. I'm on the fly, getting a trade and just responding, like countering it, as opposed to
when you hit that.
Unless it's not baked in to delete and counter. It's just counter on top of
Larry, that's not how that happens though. I just clicked on a current trade. If you hit I want to consider, it takes you to the trade page. It doesn't take you to a new, like you set up a new trade. The trade is sitting there in front of you if you take that.
But you have to hit revoke and then start over with the fucking who you want to trade with.
It says, yes, I'd like to accept this trade. No, I'd like to reject this trade and offer a counter proposal. Or no, I'd like to reject this trade completely. I'm not talking about trades that you offer. I'm talking about trades that are offered to you. I don't want to leave them up.
What do you do? I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
If someone offers you a trade, Larry,
yes,
and you don't like it, but you want to counter, always hit the reject button.
I'm with you on this, but there are times when I can't do that. So it's not that I'm strategically leaving the deal up there. It's just that I have a kid in my arms and I'm working with one hand on my phone.
Now let me explain. Let me one more time and listen to what I'm saying. On the other end, if you don't reject it, that person will automatically look at it and go, why didn't they reject it? Why are they offering me something new? They might still be interested in the original offer.
I will go back and delete it.
I know. You're not listening to what I'm saying. It's a psychological thing where that's fine, Troy, because I'm going to go, okay, well, I'm not going to offer. So Troy says he leaves the original up sometimes. He doesn't think about it.
Troy likes to push the envelope.
Yeah, well, it's a weakness because what it says to the other person.
Troy's weak is what you just said.
What it says to the other person is you are considering the original offer. Even though you sent a counter, you still are considering the original offer. I think it's for strategy. It shows weakness in a trade because you're saying, I want more, but I might settle for less. I think that's important in trading.
Now, when you're flying by the seat of your pants in life, that's just an MFL thing. Why the trade still stays up there?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Jim Dickey says if you counter, it immediately delivers original offer in NFL. Yes, but if you go in and you just make an offer, if you don't hit the reject and counter, if you just make an offer, and sometimes I'll do that. I'll make an offer and then go
Right.
back and delete it, and
Yeah.
reject the original offer. I don't always just hit the reject
Dude,
and counter.
okay, this is something I'm very conscious of, and I know that it also happens. So I totally get it, but for me, I don't do it intentionally, but it happens.
Right.
That's
But
all.
now what I'm
That's all.
saying is but we're not talking about that
If I
situation.
can remember to go in and delete it, I would. But sometimes I'm
swear.
just doing.
How many beers have you drank, Larry? Shit.
Oh,
We're
cheese
back to
and
the point
Pete's.
where you're not listening.
What is it?
I'm saying
Cheese?
to the people who leave it up on purpose, to the people that leave it up on purpose,
See,
don't
there's
leave it
too
up
many
on
people
purpose.
that do that.
Don't leave it up on purpose because you're going to end up showing you're showing your hand by saying, okay, I'm still interested in the original offer, even if I'm sending a counter. Always reject the first offer. It shows that you might still be interested in the original offer, and you don't want people to think that, because then you're basically showing your hand and saying, I might take less even though I'm asking for more. Troy says, how do you know if they left it on purpose? I don't. I don't know if they did or didn't. I'm just going to assume they did.
Now everyone knows from me, I didn't do it on purpose. I'm deleting the trade. I just didn't get around to it yet. And I hate the guy that leaves that shit up there.
Troy says
you're
reading. Troy says you're reading into shit. Of course I am. Every piece of information is cumulative. I want every piece of information. That includes
every piece of information is cumulative. What the fuck does that mean?
Just because this is a very small piece of the puzzle, all right? But if it's part of the puzzle, I can use that piece of information. So if someone sends me a counter and they don't, yes, we know, Jim, if you click the counter option, it deletes the original offer. But if you go and build the trade again in your app or in the thing and you don't hit the reject button, it will leave the original offer while you send a new offer. So if you don't hit the click and reject, if you just go and submit a trade, then you will end up with both trades up there still.
No, you won't.
And Troy says not every piece of info is accurate, which is why you don't want to leave that up there and show weakness, because then you end up getting less deals done.
What's with this show weakness?
Because it's the same.
What are you talking about? What?
I swear, you're not listening to it.
I just didn't delete the fucking trade. Sometimes it's just like, oh, this fucking thing is still sitting there. Sometimes I'll catch it myself.
But at the same time, if you're on the other end and you see the offer is still there, the only thing you can assume is that they still are interested in that.
He's still thinking about offer, even though he has got a counter.
Right. That's really what are you telling me, that when you get an offer and the original offer is still sitting there, that you don't say, I think they might still like the original one?
I don't think I do. I don't think I do.
Oh, I automatically do. I think
that's you do. Oh, he's still thinking.
Yeah, it's a piece of information. And if I could take that information and use it, I will. So, and that means that you might get less.
Look at this rare message here. Oh, I agree. I see my offer is still there. Hey now. Troy is disagreeing from where? New Mexico? And Dickey is disagreeing from California?
Yes, yeah.
I'm going with the New Mexico disagreement, hands down.
I just think that when you get less deals done,
dude,
by leaving
no tipping of the hats.
Of course there is.
Get out of here.
Of course there is.
Oh no! Hey, I'm still thinking about it. I'm still thinking about yours, but here's my last offer. Listen.
Yes, that absolutely happens. Whether you do it, Troy, or whether you do it, Larry, it absolutely happens.
I will send a counter. I will send the original offer if I want to go back to that one. If I was like, oh yeah, that's the one I want to go with, I'll send the counter back.
You do it. I'm not saying you do it. I'm saying that it happens, and when people do it,
Troy,
it's weakness. It shows it. It's a tell. Like Jim says, it's a tell. When I'm not saying that every time that it happens that it's done on purpose, but absolutely people do it on purpose. And if you want to go back to that original offer, like Larry just said, send the original offer out. Don't leave the original offer up, because it just shows, all that says to the person on the other end is, I'm still interested in that original offer. Whether you intend it to mean that or not, that's what it says.
Well, I disagree.
You agreed with me earlier. You literally said, I agree 5 minutes ago about how it can be a tell, and that how you can.
No,
you can
I'm on
use
your
that.
side. I was just messing with you.
I'm so
Dickie's
confused.
retorting again. Ooh. The revoke. Yeah. You know what I do a lot is with MFL. If I get a trade offer, I will hit just the go to the webpage type of thing, and I'll hit just whatever random trade. I send so many fat finger trades that through MFL just because there's somebody checked off because I went to the page just to hit. I just hit a random trade button
Larry,
on
you know how to avoid that? You know how to avoid that? Use the MFL
double check
Platinum
your
app.
work.
No, use the MFL Platinum app. It's
Is that
so
worth
easy.
work? Is that worth it?
I love the app.
I always thought they made mistakes with it.
No, I've never had any problems with it. And it's easy because it summarizes it before you send it so simply. Like you could just see, when I go to this right here, it'll say my side and the 2 picks and their side, and then I can just hit send or whatever. It's so easy to make a trade on the MFL Platinum app. You're not trying to look through and go, did I check mark everything? You can see the pieces right there, very summarized. And you can do it on your phone in half a second.
Is Dickie talking to me with this fucking response here?
No. He's saying,
Dang it.
he's talking about, he's on to what we were just talking about, the theory and strategy of revoke or of rejecting versus leaving the trade.
What about
Leaving the original
Justin
offer.
Fields, Treylon Burks, and Kirk Cousins?
Oh boy, send the offer. I don't think he wants Kirk Cousins, but that's just me.
I don't know. I mean, he's messing with his. He thinks he's going to start with nothing, with Mac Jones and Drew Lock. Those are his guys.
Troy said the app used to do weird shit on waivers, but they fixed it. Were you using the MFL Platinum app or the MFL mobile app? Because MFL Platinum has been pretty clean this whole time. I see people, and I think Eddie, I think Steady Eddie is an NFL mobile app because he sent me that. I need to tell him to get the Platinum app, not the mobile app. Because the Platinum
Cousins and Burks for Fields. Let's see if Dickie has the balls. Dickie's got Caleb Williams.
Okay.
I mean, he did a good job of. He wants to win HQ. He wants to be he wants to be in the champions bracket, the champions room.
He's got a lot of work to do.
He sure does. I mean, probably 2026. Honestly,
I don't even know what kind of assets he has in this one. At least he's got.
he just picked up Dickie's. He just picked up fucking the Greggles first for.
Yeah, he did get like the 111 or something. So that's
Sometimes
good.
you get lucky. You get lucky. You get a first. You got to jump on that shit. Good for
I guess
Dickie.
he got the 112 because your pick will be the 111, right?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's gonna get me a nice skip. Then that's a great player right there. I'm excited.
I wouldn't say great player. Holy
He
crap!
loves Kirk Cousins, Jim Dickey. He loves Kirk Cousins as much as he loves Justin Fields.
Let's see. So he has 3 firsts this year, although one of them is Wishnacks and one of them is Greggles. So he's got like the 112 and then a 13 through 16 pick, and he's got his 101. So he's got basically the 101, the 112, and an early second. And then his own second, which is going to be right after that early second. So he's got some work to do, but he's got some pieces in place. He's got a lot of work.
It's going to be interesting to see how many championship games we're in next week. That's huge.
Dude, I'm so stoked. Last year, I got knocked out in the first round everywhere. It was so frustrating.
I'm not sure I made it to any championship game last year.
I was in
So
two. And then of course, the
this is the
whole
big
thing
week.
happened, and I wasn't clear enough in one of them to claim a championship. We split. It was frustrating.
This is gonna be fun. So hey, we have the hog hunting episode, which was made into its own separate show, and I think I'm going to release it on Christmas Eve morning. So if you're traveling to your holiday tradition, have a listen to the Hot Sauce Pod. Get into that.
We talk about
hog
pigs and painting. Pigs and
hunting.
painting.
Yeah, there you go. And there's no football being talked to. Zero football.
Yeah, there's no football.
We
Get ready
started
for it.
out as a show, and then we just went off and did not talk. We just
There were
talked about
tangents.
hunt hogs.
Yeah, there were tangents all over the place, and none of it was football.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes. So this is exciting. Did we cover everything we wanted to cover here in this hour and 15 minutes show?
I think so. I think we need to wrap it up and let these people get to sleep.
Let's wrap it up. See you next week, 2023. See you later in the rearview mirror. Thanks for listening to the Dynasty Hot Sauce Pod.
Cast. 1, 2, 3, 4. No buttons, Larry. No buttons.
Yep, here it is. Finally. Oh no, I did it. I